like I know we do a lot of doom and gloom on here, so I wanted to actually brighten your day. Got the offer. Posted a few times in this subreddit, most recently about how burnt out I was on interviewing. I was laid off a year ago. It took me 6 months to find a new role, and I absolutely hated it. And it was a pay cut. After 6 months in that role, I got laid off again exactly a year ago from the last day off, from the last layoff. But this time around, I got a job offer after 2 months. It's 25K more than my first job that laid me off a year ago, and I couldn't be happier. Some differences from last time and this time. I finished my master's, new job is in relevant field. I increased my applications per week about 10 to 30. Set up job alerts on common job seeking boards, only applied to jobs less than 2 weeks old, and as soon as I see them, only applied on company websites regardless of where I found a role. Avoided recruiting agencies. Instead of tailoring my resume to every job or using one master, I edited and reworked my resume multiple times until it was near perfect and created a few versions depending on the job type industry I was applying to. That's still tailoring, my guy, but go off. I framed my experience to target roles more senior than what I had done in the past. For example, removed all administrative and customer service type duties from my job description so I could aim higher up in leadership, mid-level roles based on what I had done. I continuously refined my interview techniques, practiced my questions and framing, took notes on what I thought I could improve on, started being more short and concise in my answers, no over-explaining or oversharing. I never told prospective employers I was laid off. I framed it as leaving a job that wasn't a fit for XYZ reason, not a lie. To pursue a job more aligned and then explain why the specified job I was interviewing for was aligned. Frame my other 6-month gap as complete my master's, also true. So you learned the game of finesse. Congrats. Bought some new interview clothing, so I always look polished. Before I would thrift to save money, I do think that newer clothes also made a difference. Kept applying to interviewing elsewhere, even if I felt good or promising by the prior interview. Network a bit, resulted in at least one interview with the company. Never got too attached to any prospective employer role to manage my expectations, but this also helps with interview nerves, not coming across too desperate, even if you're really just excited about an opportunity. When I found out that I wasn't getting jobs due to skill gaps, I identified a few relevant skills for the industry roles I was targeting and would spend time in between interviewing, applying to use free programs and certs to upskill. Then I put it on my updated resume. Most of all, remember to take breaks. Go outside, see nature, keep positive attitude so I can show up with my best foot forward. Oops. This journey taught me a lot. It was brutal as hell, but I'm happy to finally see results. Shit takes time, but I'm confident we will all get there eventually. A lot of this is luck-based. It's kind of like playing the lottery. Every application and interview increases your odds. Just got to keep playing the game until something shakes, but don't lose hope. Yeah, so he got a lot of congratulations, but I definitely want to share that because he mentioned a lot of key things that people don't really do. They don't listen to their interviews back. They think every interview they did was good.
1,000%.
They don't realize what skill gaps they have, and they don't work on those. They don't know how to go work on them, and they don't prep right. They don't seem like they prep for an interview. Like, I remember one of the last interviews I did, I only do this too. I said it a couple times on here, but I let everybody know before time, hey, I got a notebook. I'm taking notes. Because I had one interview where the dude thought I was on my phone. It pissed me off. I was like, why'd I be on my phone in interview? But anyway, needless to say, it was like a panel with like two people. And he was like, yeah, you look like a note taker. Because I was letting him know I was taking notes. But it was also showing that I had asked him some great questions as well. So I prepped. The more you prep, the less nervous you are. And it used to be harder to prep because of you didn't know what they was going to ask you. But now with AI, you can prompt it the right way. You can put the job description in whatever tool that you use. You can put like the LinkedIn or profile, whoever you're interviewing with, and it will come up with some specific things to help you out with. And then what I did to start focusing on stuff that I was doing bad in, I would take all the interviews I did bad in to me that I knew I struggled in, figured out what I struggled in, get AI to highlight those, and start asking me scenario questions about them. I research them, and I would record them and have it analyze what I said to see how I matched up if I felt confident about it. And that's how I would get better at certain questions. It's the same thing. It takes some time and effort, but it helps you out. So that's free 99 right there on how to do that. Some people have issues with recording stuff because like, oh, my interview's in person or whatever. Shoot, put your phone in your pocket, hit record.
I think that I like it because it's hard right now finding a job, and he gave, like you said, so many gems, and a lot of the times people will give you a couple, but he really broke down what worked for him. And even if you do or add a couple of those things, you might see it change, what your experience or your success rate has been. I also think that interviewing is a muscle. It's not something you're just going to be able to go ahead and do and kill it if you haven't done it in a while. And just the way that you interview today and what folks are looking at is different from what they were looking at 5 years ago. You know what I mean? So you definitely got to make sure that you work that muscle and use the things to your advantage. Like you said, AI, you got social media, you got link, you got everything. You got all these resources that are available to you. You got write-ups and people who are just sharing the game. You just got to be somewhere where you can actually catch some of the knowledge that's being thrown out here.